Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hello, I'm Mike Matthews. It is 1168, this episode, which is also 1168, which is also my birthday! 1168, even though today is not my birthday. Today is 9/4, the Sunday wedged in between the Labor Day weekend. Where were we? Oh, hey, this episode, we're going to have
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. Yeah.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Did you know that it is the 50th anniversary of the Freedom of Information Act? That helps out you and me because we get details of things that then there's justice, and that kind of refers back to when I had Jarrell Neme on my show, and he threw out a lot of facts. Yeah.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But I don't know, cause I have to say I'm gonna just relax.
Mike's Daily
on this show.
Podcast.
It's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
And we're done with laboring, aren't we? All the labor. You know, today was the first day I was able to sleep in over a week. Gosh, in over 2 weeks. I actually slept in. It was so nice, so relaxing. I went to bed at like 9. I woke up at like 8 in the morning. Well, actually, I take that back because there was some time. I got up at 5. I had to feed my dog, Basil the Boxer. He needed to be fed, and thus I did not sleep a full straight, however many, 12 hours, whatever that is. But it was so nice to sleep in today. So I may be a little bit more energetic and rambunctious than I usually am. I saw a play in Danville, California. Home of the downtown Danville. Was a very nice place. Home of the Bridges restaurant, which is where they filmed Mrs. Doubtfire, which was directed by Chris Columbus, who's going to have a birthday a week from today. Just so you didn't know that, now you do. And Danville has this great theater. My friend Eric directs plays there. He invited me to see a play called Seascape. Oh, look who just walked in. Hello, Michael Marcio. How is the play that you went to see? Ooh. Well, all I know is I have to give my absolutely useless review.
Mike's absolutely useless review.
The play, Seascape, written by the same guy who wrote Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I can't think of his name at the moment. For I am not a theater person. Theater! Ah! Michael Massey, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, wait, one more. Ah! There. Yeah, I'm not a theater guy. But this play required a lot of acting, a lot of line memorization by the actors, because the first part of the play, the two actors, they're alone on the stage just talking back and forth. And that's the entire, first part of the play is like an hour, and they just talk for an hour back and forth, and they're supposed to be on the beach. It's a husband and wife. They're, somewhere middle-aged, talking about their life, and her assuming or suspecting that he may have had an affair, and back and forth. Oh, and then all of a sudden, the first part of the play ends just before intermission with a sea monster showing up. So I enjoyed the play. There's an actor, I'm not going to say who the actor is, but there's an actor in this play that I've seen several times in several different plays, and I'm getting a little tired of this actor. I've seen 3 plays now. Oh, look who else just walked in. And I'm just not, I don't know. But that's probably just me. I'm sick of James Franco. Are you? I know, I was hanging out with some millennials yesterday, and they love James Franco. So I don't know, maybe it's just me, I'm old. But I'm just tired of him. I'm tired of Matt Damon. I'm tired of Seth Rogen. Mostly males. I don't think I'm tired of any female actors or actresses, or whatever the PC way of saying that is. I'm not tired of any. It's only males. because I'm a male, maybe I kind of go, they could do a little better with their acting. Mark Wahlberg, yes, axe him, and now Jason Schwartzman. I'm getting a little tired of him. And I'll tell you why. It's because he takes all these projects, he does a lot of work, and he plays the same person in every one of these things. I am remiss that I did not introduce who else walked in.
Hello there, Mike. It's Valentino, the podcast.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, you make it sound like acting is some easy thing to do there.
Yeah, acting's hard. Do you know that? I don't know. All right? I did 2 plays in my life. I did a Shakespeare play and M. Butterfly, which was a bizarre, not Madame Butterfly, but M. Butterfly. They made it into a movie with Jeremy Irons years ago. I don't know. At any rate, I had a good time at the play, and Eric just does a great job. Anything he did. He did The Great Gatsby a couple months ago. That was awesome. I have been listening to the podcast On Point with Warren Olney, and he doesn't pay me to talk about the fact that I listen to his podcast, but I do love it so. And it's interesting, he's had many times now millennials on that are very opinionated, and their opinions are so it's like I'm listening to an 80-year-old white man, some of the opinions. Just very, very traditional and weird, and it's just like, what? That blows my mind when a millennial has a view that is so 1950s or something. How is this happening? I thought millennials were the thinking forward people, the people saying, let's go organic, let's stop with the gender binary world, let's do this. But instead, once in a while on his show, you get someone really young who's like sounding like a Trump, or let's say a Trump supporter or something, and you're just, whoa, how did this person get to think like this? But whatever. As Jarrell said last show, we have to appreciate other people and not just live in our own worlds. It is so easy in today's world to live in just your world and not put yourself in other people's shoes. Walk around in other people's shoes. It's fun. It can hurt like heck. Oh, speaking of which, last night I went on a 2-hour walk with my dog, Basil the Boxer, and we went to this hike that I've done many times before. But I'd been up since 5 o'clock in the morning, and my legs were tired. I don't know why I started it, but Basil needed the walk. He was full of energy, and I'm like, okay, we haven't done this walk in a long time. For all of those of you who know Podcastro Valley, it goes from like Coal Canyon all the way to the backside of Columbia, and it takes about 2 hours if you're walking at like a normal pace. It goes up and down, and then the last part is like up all the way, and oh, my feet hurt so much. And then you get to the top of Columbia, and then it's down all the way at that point. But I got home. As soon as I got home, I stretched and I went right to sleep. And that's when I slept the incredible amount of time. Call me Rumpelstiltskin. Whatever, if you'd like. And I'll grow a beard for you. The podcast picture today.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I am not wearing a beard, but I believe I am at Point Isabel. And I think that's El Cerrito behind me. And that's a picture there. Beautiful day that was. Although it was a little chilly, thus I had my cap on. But you can see that now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Facebook Memories is showing me a sandwich I made a year ago. Yay for that. Can I eat that sandwich now? No. Thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks for putting that picture on Facebook, you idiot. Hey, don't be so mean to yourself. You're your own worst critic, and stop doing that. You can find out all the past podcast pictures. You can support the show through the Amazon link. Click on that and buy whatever it is you're going to buy, and that helps us out tremendously. There's also the link to PayPal. If you'd like to donate to the show, you'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. And there's links to all the other... and all the past interviews I've done. It was about a year ago I did a great fun interview with the beautiful Natalie Gelman. She's an amazing singer-songwriter, absolutely beautiful, and you can see that picture at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And hear the interview, too. All right, now it's time for the Out of Left Field recordings.
Mike's Out of Left Field recordings.
Recording everything captures actions that will never again be repeated.
Our first recording is from about a month or two ago. I was filling in for Haley, who does the Daily Haley on this show, and I was taking care of Haley's shift at work. So I said, since I don't have to be, usually I have to be at work at 5, and riding Bart to work and being at work by 5 o'clock is impossible. You can't do that because the Bart doesn't leave, podcaster. Hey!
What?
Really quick tangent here. Old guys, when you're talking and you go, don't stop that. There's this guy that does a show on one of the radio shows that I help produce, and he does this a lot. It's that duh. He says that duh a lot. It's a filler word. It's a filler thing. So he goes, that duh. He says that over like he's trying to fish for the next thing to say, and he goes, that duh. Or it's the same as saying but you go, that duh. Oh, it's so annoying. Hey. So that, and maybe me saying hey is annoying as well, but we can't get into that now because we have the important stuff of the thing that we're listening to here, the Out of Left Field recording. As I was on Bart riding to work, trying to get there on time, and the lady was sitting in my car and she was talking on her cell phone. Now this is something that happens a lot on Bart. People in a very quiet... Bart cars are usually pretty quiet unless you're coming back from a game or something, or it's at nighttime. But during the day, especially in the morning, people are awfully quiet in the Bart cars, except for the people that get on their cell phones and start talking at the top of their lungs, as was the case with this lady. Let's listen, shall we? This strange out of left field recording.
Yeah, I know that. So I kept one is going to be remembered. So I got to catch large naturally in touch. That's going to probably go behind my little ritual whenever I get somewhere I can do it. With Mama and Larry's obituary and everything else. But I can't set it up into the mood.
That was pleasant, wasn't it? Now something that is, in fact, pleasant, and that would be the waves crashing. Here's my wild Basil the Boxer barking at waves, only this time we're at Benicia, also a part of the Bay Area, and near the Carquinez Strait, and he is barking at the waves that were crashing. This was just a few weeks ago this happened. Isn't that nice? Doesn't that just take you there as we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley? Did you hear about Milo Yiannopoulos? And he was speaking to ABC Nightline host Terry Moran. And Milo Yiannopoulos is the gay Breitbart technology editor and self-described internet troll. He said, this is what Terry Moran said. Milo Yiannopoulos represents the tip of the iceberg in a rising tide of hate and abuse in social media, one he clearly sees as a noble purpose. During the course of the exchange, he alternately called Yiannopoulos revolting and an idiot, and and accused him of having the mentality of a 13-year-old boy. Moran asked Yiannopoulos if he'd be willing to call Ghostbuster star Leslie Jones a dude if she were standing before him after he unleashed a barrage of insults against Jones, credited with sparking or at least stoking a virulent backlash from other racist, sexist Twitter trolls. He responded that he, quote, probably would. Then, "You're an idiot," Moran replied. "You're going to go after somebody's body to denigrate their ideas? What grade are you in? Seriously, are you a 13-year-old boy?" Yiannopoulos continued to paint himself as a virtuous troll who's doing God's work. "My rudeness creates conversation," he claimed. "If my rudeness provokes people into saying, first of all, oh, what a monster, and then 20% of people start talking about what I was actually saying, I will consider my career to be a terrific success." This according to the LGBTQ Nation website. He says America needs more trolling. Interesting. Well, he has some nice bleached hair, by the way. There you go. All right, so we're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. Thank you for listening to today's show. Next show will not be on Labor Day. I am off Labor Day. I'm off from this podcast. I'm off from work. I'm off from everything. But I will definitely be gathering more stuff, more fun stuff for this podcast. So make sure to tune in for the next show. And yes, my birthday is coming up in about 2 months, so I'll be aging, and I'm excited about that. No, I'm not. Next show, it's going to be Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the Engineer. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!